What is going on, everybody? Back with another video. So today I had something pretty exciting happen to me that I've never actually seen before. I was driving home from work and I noticed that as I was crossing one of the streets, there was this automobile that was crossing my path that looked really strange, really weird, different, unlike any other automobile I've seen before. And it took me a second to register, but after a few seconds, I noticed that I have seen this before, but the only place I've seen it was either on YouTube or on like pictures on Car and Driver or MotorTrend.com. And it instantly dinged in my head that this is a camouflaged vehicle. So you can imagine my excitement, because I was extremely excited that a car like this would be located in Salt Lake City. And that's why at first I didn't believe that it was a camouflaged car, because I'm like, okay, why would that car be in Salt Lake City? Like, why would they have a camouflaged car be in Salt Lake City, especially in the summer? It didn't make sense to me, but I immediately, as soon as I saw that car and it dinged in my head, I had to pull into the same parking lot that car was parking in. And so I actually went against traffic. I had to pull in. I got into that parking lot and I started approaching this vehicle, still kind of doubting whether it is a camouflaged car or maybe just some weirdo putting on some kind of weird wrap on their car for some reason. I don't know why, but for some reason, maybe that's what it is. But as I started approaching it and I started taking a photo and a video of it, I noticed that the license plate actually had Michigan license plates on it. And that's when I realized this car was definitely a camouflaged vehicle. And it's definitely a car that isn't on the market today. And at that point, I got super excited. So I started like taking a pretty big, extensive video, started driving around the car. And all of a sudden, this woman pops out of the driver's seat and tells me no, she shoos me off, tells me I can't take photos, whatever, and I had to stop recording. Now, in a few moments, I will show you the photo I took. I will warn you, it is an awful photo. I don't like the photo. The problem was, as I was approaching this vehicle, there was a glare from the sun that hit my camera, and I didn't have my GoPro with me, I just had my phone camera. So there was a glare that hit the lens, and so the photo has a really big glare on it. And as I was recording and shooting around, I really didn't get a very good shot of the vehicle. I didn't have a chance to take a good shot before she came out of the vehicle and stopped me. Now, I probably could have continued filming and probably made it a scene, but I didn't want to make it a scene. And to be honest, I didn't expect somebody to be in the car while I was filming it, because I saw somebody walk out and start going towards the restaurant, so I wanted to take some photos real quick while they left. But I didn't get a chance because I guess somebody was waiting in the car while the other person went inside. I don't know what the deal was, but I didn't expect somebody to be there. If I had expected someone to be watching me, I would have probably been very more careful and maybe taken photos from the street as I drove by or whatever, parked on the street. That would have been a lot easier, but I was really just flustered because I was excited about seeing a camouflaged car that you never see in Salt Lake City, because there's not very many manufacturers, if you knew this, in Salt Lake City, specifically car manufacturers. Maybe so those of you that live in like Chicago or, Michigan or some parts of Michigan like Detroit or Chicago, Illinois, then maybe you have seen camouflaged cars driving around your city. But I have not seen that. That is not something I see on a daily basis. This was brand new news to me. So, without further ado, the car that I'm pretty certain I saw, and I do want your input on this, is a facelifted Jeep Cherokee. I'm pretty certain about this, and I'm going to throw the photo up right now. Be warned, it is a pretty bad photo, so don't hate on me in the comments for this, because I really didn't get a chance to. But without further ado, here it is. So that's the photo I was able to take. And again, I really do apologize for the poor quality. I would love to have taken a much better photo. But as I was repositioning my car, because I was actually going against the traffic of that parking lot, as I was repositioning my car, she came out and stopped me, and she was shooing me off, and like, it was just, I didn't know how to act or what to do, because I wasn't expecting somebody to be in that car. Had I known that, again, I would have acted a little bit differently. But again, I took a photo, and when it first drove by me, actually, and I realized it was a camouflaged car, I thought that maybe it looked kind of like a Nissan Rogue or, or some kind of car. But then as I was approaching close to it, it had to have been an American manufacturer, because it had Michigan license plate on it. Like, I don't see Nissan doing a Michigan license plate on one of their cars. Doesn't really make sense. So I'm pretty certain it has to be at least Fiat, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or General Motors. I don't see any other manufacturer doing that. So as I was narrowing down what cars these were, like, this was, again, like split seconds while I was filming and seeing that woman come out, I realized as I was driving home that this was probably a Jeep. And I'll throw the photo up one more time. If you can see the crease on the middle door panel, you can see that looks a lot like a Jeep Cherokee, as well as the wheel well. So I'm pretty certain it's a Jeep, and I'm pretty certain it's a Jeep Cherokee, because that's really the only model it can be where they're not actually going to fully refresh the generation, because it just came out a few years ago, but they would do some facelift to it. So I'm pretty certain it's a facelifted Cherokee. I don't think it's the next generation Jeep Grand Cherokee, because then it'd be covered completely, and plus size-wise it looked like it was a bit smaller. So I don't see them doing that. I don't think it was a Jeep Wagoneer. Again, that came through my head, but I realized that it's a bit small, and also they would camouflage the whole car. So I think today I witnessed a Jeep Cherokee refreshed, facelifted model that's maybe coming out in the next year or two. Again, I have no idea why they would do it in Salt Lake, especially in the summertime. Like in the wintertime, it makes sense because we get pretty bad winters here. We get a lot of snow, so I could see them trying to test out the four-wheel drive capabilities, you know, in the snow in Salt Lake. But I don't see why they'd have it in the summertime. Maybe they're going to keep it here until it starts snowing. I have no idea what their plan is. I didn't even know they were going to do a facelifted Cherokee anytime soon. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I didn't think about that. But that's all I wanted to tell you guys today. I thought it was exciting news because I've never seen that before, and I had caught something that was technically not supposed to be caught, and so it feels pretty cool. But I really do feel bad I didn't get a better photo or video for you guys, because I would have loved to have done that, but I was kind of just thrown off by her walking out of the car and stopping me, and just the whole experience itself. I've never done that before. So I'm pretty certain it's a Jeep Cherokee. What do you guys think in the comments below? Have there been rumors about facelifted Jeep Cherokee coming out in the next year? Do you have photos of that? I don't know. I've never seen that so far, but I haven't been following the Jeep Cherokee actively. Also to note, when she did open the door, it did look like it was a Jeep Cherokee or just an FCA type of interior, so I'm pretty certain it was a Chrysler or a Dodge interior, and I'm pretty certain it's a Jeep Cherokee. But again, I'd love to hear your comments below, and if you did like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And I would love to hear your feedback on this. What are your thoughts? Have you seen a camouflaged vehicle before? And if so, were you able to guess on what it is? Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see what the updates to the car are because it was really heavily camouflaged. I don't think it's going to be a huge facelift, but again, I really could not tell from the camouflage, and it was covered up pretty well. So it would be hard for me to guess what the car is going to look like. But again, like any facelift, there's minor changes here and there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys at the next video. It's going to be some pretty fun ones coming up. I did get my first mod in the mail, so I will be probably installing that in the next video or the video after that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.